let's start. And in today's video, I'll be reading one creepypasta and the other one is improvised. Let's get this party started. Unfortunately, it has no title. Normally, my father would come in after a hard day's work at the local slaughterhouse and fry himself an egg and then head off to bed. But today, he was running just a few hours late. He came home as usual, being burnished in his usual attire, a leather apron, specks of blood, and residue of whatever had passed his blade that day. I didn't pay much attention as he fell onto the lounge. I just asked politely if he wanted me to make him his usual, but he just grunted and lit a cigar. Something was off about his features, but I dismissed it as a contortion of a rough day at the slaughterhouse and went into the kitchen. "So do you want your eggs or not?" I shouted out. "No, that's all right," he replied. "I just want to have a chat." I sit down beside him. The lamp dimmed and barely distinguished his face and eyes from the smock and headcloth that was a mandate for all employees to wear. "I have some bad news," said Dad. "What?" "There was an accident down at the slaughterhouse today. Son and I might have not been welcomed back anymore." "You got laid off?" "Something like that. Anyways, the egg sounds done. Could you go and get the plate up for me?" "Sure." I walked into the kitchen and was about to get the egg out of the pan when the phone rang. "Hello?" "Son, don't open the door for anyone. He's gone crazy. He's killed everyone. I ran out the back just in time. Please be safe." The line goes dead after the man in the smock tears the cord from my hand. It was the last thing I saw before he pushed the kitchen knife into my chest. As for this creepypasta, is a very short one, but I think it's called The Butcher. The next creepypasta I will improvise. It's a Pokemon creepypasta that I kinda came up with. So yeah, let's get this other story on the roll. The name of the creepypasta that I wrote is called Pokémon Infinite. It all starts off with a boy. He loved Pokemon. He would play Pokemon every single day. When he went to the store to pick up his new Pokemon game, he saw that there was a whole list of Pokemon games that were coming out. So when he saw that list, he saw that this game named Pokémon Infinite would come out. As for the date of the game, it would come out tomorrow. So after he picked up his Pokemon game, he started playing it, and then he couldn't wait for the new Pokemon Infinite to come out. So he waited till the next day. He went to the store and he saw the Pokemon Infinite game. And he said, "How much is the Pokemon Infinite for?" The man replied, "It's free. You can have it." The kid was like, "Really?" So the kid instantly took the Pokemon Infinite and started playing it. At the title screen of the game, he saw a man by the name Professor Hollow. And he basically described how Pokemon Infinite was, with the 3 starter. As for this game, you could pick 1 starter for each generation. So there's 6 generations, so he could pick 1 of each generation. And he thought it was pretty cool that he could pick all 6 within 1 game. And he was like, "Wow, this game is so cool." So after he picked his 6 starters, he started playing. He continued playing and he started liking the game. After 3 days of the game started turning very sinister. His Pokemon basically started dying. So then, after that, he was like, "What's happening to my Pokemon? Why are they... Pokemon can't die in a game. That's impossible." So he continues playing, and he sees this NPC that has no eyes. And he talks to him, and he says, "You and your Pokemon are doomed." And he says, "This game is so weird." So he shrugs it off and continues playing. He makes it to the first gym. He battles the first gym leader. And suddenly, after he defeats the gym leader, he sees all the trainers and the gym leaders in a pool of blood. After that, he thinks it's getting kind of weird. He continues playing, and he goes on to the next city. He goes into the Pokemon Center and tries to heal his Pokemon. Nurse Joy says, "I cannot heal your Pokemon. The condition that your Pokemons have cannot be treated." He gets out of the Pokemon Center and he sees that everything, as soon as he comes out, he sees that everything is dark and morbid, and he hears the Lavender Town song, and he basically goes to battle another trainer, and he sees the same thing. They die. After battling the trainer, he continues playing. He thinks it's kind of weird that this game is getting very creepy. But he still continues playing. He says it's just a game. Nothing's really gonna happen. So he continues playing and he makes it to the second gym. He battles again. Same thing happens. The trainers and the gym leader, they die. And you see them lying in a pool of blood. So he starts capturing Pokemon. After capturing so many Pokemon, he gets to the third gym. He fights the third gym as usual. Same thing happens. And he basically wants to capture more Pokemon, and he keeps capturing until he basically completes the first generation Pokédex. And then he sees a message saying, "Good, capture all of them." He continues playing, thinking that this game is kind of weird, but he continues playing. After he reaches the fourth gym and defeats it as well, he gets another message saying, "Capture more Pokemon." At this point, the boy can't. The control, basically the movements, control themselves, and he basically sees the trainer that he's playing as move by itself. He's like, "Whoa, this is creepy." So then he drops his game, and then he sees a message saying his name. For the time being, his name is Joey. And it says, "Joey, do not stop. Keep watching and play." And then he's really freaked out. He's like, how does this game know my name? He then picks it up again and continues watching the trainer continuously capture Pokemon, and he completes second gen and also third gen. After completing that, he goes on to the fifth, sixth, seventh gym. Same thing happens. All the trainers die and everything, and everybody basically, even that only the people that you battle basically die. The NPCs don't die because you don't battle them. So after that, he goes on to the next gym. He basically captures more Pokemon. He completes fourth gen and fifth gen, and he continues until he gets to the eighth gym, which he by that time already completed all 6 gen. After battling the 8th gym, and he defeats the 8th gym, he sees a message saying, "Your time is almost up." So then he sees a message saying, "You must go to the Elite Four now." So he completed all his gens to his 6th generation Pokemon. So then he battles the Elite Four. The weirdest part is that each time for each Elite Four he defeats, his Pokemon started looking extremely sinister. I mean, they look the same as their Pokemon sprite, they just look much more evil. So then he battles Elite Four and he defeats all of them. This time they didn't die, they just become extremely suicidal. And you see every single one of them kill themselves, which is very creepy, by the way. So then after that, he's gonna battle the champion, and the champion says, "Now your doom is secured." Basically, he's gonna die if he battles a champion. Not knowing that the champion of this game is a very evil, sinister monster in this Pokemon game. Basically, the champion is the devil himself. So he battles against the champion. He basically fights with every single Pokemon he has, which is weird. Because usually once you get defeated, you black out and you end up in a Pokemon Center. But in this, if he defeats your 6, the rest of the Pokemon from your PC kind of come in, and he keeps defeating all of them. And the trainer, for the first time, actually speaks. He's like, "I can't defeat him. It's impossible." So he keeps battling, and all he has is three Pokemon generations left. And he keeps battling, and basically the devil basically has 2 Pokemon left, which is two completely non-categorized Pokemon. Basically, they're not in any of the 6 generations or 7. They basically these weird looking monsters. So then after that he defeats the 2. He defeats the 2 Pokemon, even though they're not Pokemon. And he sees a message saying, "All of your Pokemon that have died have come back for you." And he sees all the Pokemon that he has caught basically come to him and carry his soul and torture him for infinity. That does it for this creepypasta. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.